Hey guys, I'm Carly from All the Pretty Books, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite signed Harry Potter books, one of my favorite book plates, I guess. We're going to talk about the signing event, a little bit about the signing event from which it came, and a little bit about how it came to be in my possession, in my collection. On July 15th, 2005, which I can't believe was almost 20 years ago, you guys. Wow. There was a release party for the worldwide release of the long-awaited for, much anticipated Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. It took place, the event party, or the release party rather, took place at Edinburgh Castle in Edinburgh, Scotland. And J.K. Rowling, Joe Rowling, was going to go and read Chapter 6 to a group of 70 very lucky competition winners inside the Queen Anne building of the castle. You know, thousands of fans lined up to watch Jo walk into the castle, which had been done up to look like Hogwarts in the Queen Anne's area, at least, where she would be reading. And right at midnight, she stepped out behind a black panel and she read Chapter 6 to those lucky contestant winners. And the competition that they won was they had to report on the book launch through the local newspapers, and whoever did it best among the entrants got picked, and there were 70 winners who got to go. And I think that is so cool. After the reading was over, some of the thousands of fans that had lined up were let into the castle, with a few lucky ones getting to talk to Jo as well, which I think is, I couldn't imagine getting to do that. What neat memories. Importantly too, for those who collect signed books like I do, and a few others of my Harry Potter friends, there was a signing that night. A signing for Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and it would be the only scheduled signing for the book in the United Kingdom. And unusually, Jo didn't flat sign the book. Flat sign means she signed directly onto the book with pen. They gave out book plates to match the cover art by Jason Cockcroft. So here's the cover art, the original cover art of the first edition. And that's the matching book plate. I love it. It's absolutely one of my favorite plates. These plates were also reportedly handed out loose to people just to drum up further excitement. And I haven't owned any loose book plates like that, but I know someone who has. So they do exist. They can still be found in, the wild. And not all of them are affixed to the inside of the book, as this one is. I just think it is so cool that this book plate is one of those from that night almost 20 years ago. How neat is that? So in 2015, I'd met a young man who had actually been to that event, and he had that book that I just showed you guys for sale. And he also had a screen-used movie prop from Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. This wand box right here. This is one of the wand boxes that shoots out of the wall when Harry's in Ollivanders in the first movie. And I'll do another video about that wand box in another time. I bought the two together from him, and he mailed them to me. And thankfully, I got, we discussed, and I always get all my stuff tracked, of course. So it had tracking, thankfully. He gave me the tracking number, and it promptly disappeared. I went to my local post office, and they didn't know what had happened to it. And I did this every day that the post office was open for almost 6 months. So half a year, every day at the post office. And I already had a good rapport with them. I mailed a bunch of stuff, and I got a bunch of stuff, and they knew who I was. And the postmaster of that local branch knew me pretty well. And she was, she looked every day for me when she was there, and somebody else would if she wasn't. And they were always very kind, and it never showed up on the radar until finally it did. And I went to the post office. She pulled it up like she usually did. And she said, "Oh, well, I found it, but it's in Atlanta. It's waiting to be incinerated with the lost and unclaimed mail." And my stomach sank, you guys. My stomach sank. I could not, this package with these super rare items was about to be burned up. So she frantically, and she didn't know what was in it, but she frantically called and she said, no, we need that package directed to this post office, And that's exactly what happened. Within, I think, 3 days, it was in Helotes, which is where I was living. It's a suburb outside of San Antonio. It was redirected there. I got my screen used movie prop right here and my signed book. What had happened, the reason it had gotten lost for so long, is the person that I'd bought it from put a completely made up address on there. It was a completely wrong address in a totally made up town in the wrong state. Thankfully, it was tracked. So moral of the story, always get your stuff tracked unless you don't care about it. I couldn't imagine if this book had been lost along with the Ollivander Swan box. I would have been absolutely devastated. When I got the package, I put the book safely on my rare bookshelves, which are behind some glass, and kept it very, very carefully. She's been very safely kept, I guess, and very much loved. And now she's up for sale. The sales ad is over on my Instagram. If you want to claim her, you can go over to Instagram. You can DM me through there. You can also email me at alltheprettybooks1@gmail.com. And I'll give you more information. There's also more information over on the Instagram sales ad at All the Pretty Books. It's a lovely book, you guys. I have really enjoyed getting to own her, and she's got quite a story behind her, not only being one of the few signed Half-Blood Prince books, really. I mean, it came from the only scheduled signing event for the book, and she's had quite a gotcha story. So pretty neat memories, I guess, with the book. Anyway, I've enjoyed it owning her, and I think somebody else should too. Oh my goodness, you guys, one of these days I will definitely remember to get everything done all in one take instead of having to bot back in the next day and discuss value like I'm doing here. The value of the Half-Blood Prince book plate, the book itself is a first print published by Bloomsbury UK, but there were so many published that first prints of that book really don't hold a lot of value. So what we're valuing really is the plate and the signature. These right now are selling around $2,000 or so, give or take, a little bit less. I've also seen some priced in the $3,500 range. But I've been told that they're selling pretty comfortably between $2,000 and $2,500. The one I've got for sale, I've got listed over on my Instagram for $2,200. eBay, it'll be a little bit higher because of eBay fees. Now back to your regularly scheduled rest of the video again. Also, I must stress that just because it's a book plate and it's a unique book plate, there are forgeries of this in the marketplace. I've seen the fake book plates, yes, fake book plates with forged or fake signatures on the plate. So just because it's a plate and a unique book plate, you still must be careful. Also, there was a really neat documentary made about that event at Edinburgh Castle in Edinburgh, Scotland, for the release of Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. It's called, hold on, I have notes, Harry Potter at the Castle, Magic at Midnight. And it's all about that event. And I will put the links to that. I found it on YouTube in 4 different parts, and I'll put those links down below. If you want more Harry Potter content, I co-host a podcast with Melanie and Eric called Dialogue Alley, and we have so much fun. We are the official podcast of the Potter Collector, so you can find us through him. You can also find us on Apple, Google, Spotify, and wherever else you get your podcasts. We collect Harry Potter translations. I collect rare and signed books as well. So we just kind of talk about all of those things, and we have so much fun. So yeah, I'll put the link for our website down below as well. If you have any questions about collecting Harry Potter books, don't hesitate to reach out. I love to discuss Harry Potter book collecting with people. So send me an email at alltheprettybooks1@gmail.com. You can also find me over on Instagram at alltheprettybooks. For all of your questions about J.K. Rowling signed Harry Potter books, I'm going to direct you over to Adam, the Harry Potter specialist. He's great. And he's so knowledgeable, you guys. I can't recommend his services enough. So for all of you who want to collect Harry Potter signed books, for all of you guys who want to collect signed Harry Potter books, yeah, use his service. I can't say enough good things. He's spectacular. Alrighty, folks. It is 4:30 in the morning. I just got home from work, made the video, and now it is definitely time for me to go to bed. I apologize for stumbling over my words. I wanted to get this done in a short amount of time, so I'm not up super duper late, so I don't sleep most of my day off away tomorrow. So with that, I'm going to say thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. And as always, very happy collecting and good night. Bye.